that I found very interesting in the seminar was how she said that young people of color are disengaged. And I thought we've always kind of learned, you're going to play like young people of color. Like, I disagree with that.
I disagree as well. My high school, we had 20 students who were not white, and most of them were in the top 100 of the class. Like, I personally was in the top 100. I was 75th.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, relating back to, like, the video we watched, it was kind of like the teacher just assumed he spoke English, and then, like, she called him out in front of the class, which I don't think was, like, a good thing to do. She should have maybe tried to talk with the kid after class, or maybe brought the principal in to like deal with it and see what she should do. So like you can't just assume someone speaks the
And
language.
she shouldn't have let the principal just blow it off as it was.
Yeah, that's
the
what-
principal
yeah.
shouldn't have just blown it off. They should have immediately taken the time to listen to the teacher.
Yeah.
If they have something serious going on, it's the principal's job to oversee that and see how they can make a difference out of it.
And I also thought it was interesting how when the kid got in trouble for fighting, the principal tried calling his parents to pick him up, and she told the kid not to move. But then when the superintendent came in, I think it was it the superintendent?
I think it was the teacher.
No, yeah, it was.
No, but the person for the interview after.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. So she got distracted with that, and she never got a response from the parents. Meanwhile, she told the kid to sit in the
Yeah, she
chair,
left the kid.
and he stayed there overnight. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that.
He also beat his pants because he thought he wasn't allowed to move.
Yeah, it's terrible. So like another thing I noticed was like it was kind of like we're like what was it? An ice.
The iceberg.
The
of
The
culture.
iceberg.
yes.
Yeah, iceberg culture. Yeah. So I thought it was interesting how she said above sea level it was kind of like the topics that were like mostly discussed, stuff like that, and like below it were like a bunch of other issues that are never mentioned or brought up at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also like how she brought up that the story about I think it was the little Indian girl that like when she would talk to someone who was a superior, she would like look at the ground instead of looking them in the eye.
Oh yeah.
And here in America, we view looking at someone in the eye as a sign of respect, but where
Right.
she's from, looking down and away from it is a sign of respect. So I like how she said, like, educate them on our culture, but don't take their culture out.
Yeah, and like going along with that, it said she said something about don't put a label on people. You're make better observations. Don't just assume something about someone. Go in and try to actually get to know 'em, like doing home visits and actually listening more than just interviewing someone. So,
The home visits, like I hadn't even heard of, but it makes a lot of sense with a teacher. Like if you have a student that you can tell is struggling or just distance from the class, it makes sense to go and talk to them and see what they're like outside of the classroom because maybe they can feel a little different or maybe there's an explanation out there.
Yeah, and like I think she said that like every class is diverse and like
yeah.
there's like plenty different students in the classroom. So like you have to like kind of adapt to each student and kind of like feel them out to see like how they will react to that.
That kind of goes with I think it kind of goes with she said the funds of knowledge is like how we access and tap into a student's smarts. I found that kind of interesting. Never heard of it saying like funds of knowledge. I think that's a good way to say something.
I like that terminology because like whenever you hear funds, you think of like investment, so you can
Yeah.
use that to invest in the